Hey everyone, it is Fitz with your Power Talk following Monday's Chris Klieman press conference at the Kansas State Veneer Football Complex. It was our first press conference since fall camp opened. We had a brief glimpse of an open practice. There was no press conference with it the other day. So let's tie the two together and what we're seeing. Today's topic is going to be mostly about the offensive line because Coach Klieman didn't get into a whole lot of specifics, but I did kind of probe him on where this line is at right now, particularly with the absence of George Fitzpatrick. Now, the big left tackle from Ohio State came in and finally saw his opportunity to start at a Power 5, Power 4 institution, and now he's had a health issue. Still, we don't know what exactly it was, but it was made clear today that it's not so serious that it's career or even season ending. They expect him to be back soon. He's back in the town and been in the facility, so he's mending, whatever the situation is. In his absence, John Pastore's moved out to left tackle and is, well, in Chris Klieman's words, doing an incredible job. Now, he was hurt a year ago in fall practice and never recovered until this fall. And he looks good, he looks dominant. And the question becomes, when Fitzpatrick returns, will he return to a starting job at left tackle, or is Pastore taking it over? And while he didn't get into much depth, he did share with us that Terrence Enos Jr., the Pitt transfer, is working at right tackle right now. I thought that was very interesting. Gus Hawkins and other players are rotating through. Andrew Langang is kind of moving around a little bit. He was at a guard spot in the fall, but Penn State transfer J.B. Nelson, who's primarily a guard, has moved in and allows Liney to move out to other positions. So I think we're looking at 2, if not 3, transfers starting on this offensive line. And that's going to kind of come down to that left tackle spot. I don't know, maybe just 2, because I think Pastore is going to be either left or right tackle. Maybe Fitzpatrick comes back as a right tackle that can play left. It's all on the board. And it's a work in progress, as I mentioned. They're just now kind of getting into the more physical portions of training camp, and we'll find out a lot more in the future. Throughout the spring, fall, fall got here so fast. How'd that happen? Throughout the fall, we're going to talk to all the coaches and many of the players, many of the key players, as camp develops. And then, of course, the week of Monday, the 18th, is game week. He'll have his final fall press conference. It'll be a pregame press conference at that point. It's because eventually practice will morph into game prep. That game's coming up fast, man. Our almost entire staff will be in Ireland by that first press conference of game week. We will hopefully have someone at the press conference. We'll see. We'll fight that battle on down the road, but I'm amazed at how quickly football season is getting here. You can tell he likes his team. One of the other things I asked him about was Avery Johnson, and we've all seen the pictures of his physical development. And, he said he's advanced a lot, but he gets on himself quite a bit. He's a critic of himself, and they still worry about he worries about he's overly concerned about when he makes mistakes, and it can follow into more mistakes. We saw that last year. They're trying to get him past that, and it comes with maturity and confidence. Yeah, I made that mistake, but that's not who I am. I'm moving on. Once you get that mindset, you're fine, and I think he's getting there. But again, everyone keeps raving about Avery, his leadership, his physical and game understanding development. Really good news. Running back depth is good. Not real big back there, but they feel like they're finally seeing some big-time progress. And they've got really good depth at defensive end. I asked him about that, but he said it was a little too early to figure out who's going to be in the starting rotation. But he did mention that Stufflebean and Cheedy are moving inside a little bit because we suspect we're going to see more 4-man front than we did last year. They're going to continue to develop that. They just don't have, 2 frontline defensive tackles. They get a couple nose guards, but that over guard position's a little bit different. And we saw them use Travis Bates and Cheedy in that last year. That position continues to develop. They've got other guys coming back from injury. Gunnar Maldonado was interesting because we noted he was in practice the other day. He's still not cleared for full contact. He is cleared for 7-on-7, which I believe is all they're doing right now. And they think August 1st is his date to return to full contact. So he should be good to go, barring future injury, as are a couple other guys. He talked about Jaron Tibbs a little bit more, who continues to be a big-bodied, reliable pass catcher for Avery Johnson, and that's so valuable. He also spoke about Lincoln Cure's arrival and how the tight end rooms embraced him and are trying to get him ready to play. It's K-State way. They got 4 guys that played and scored touchdowns a year ago. They all played significant minutes, and now they're getting a 5th guy ready to play. That just says a lot about him, because Coach Klieman said you can see the athletic talent even though he doesn't fully understand everything he's doing. Keep in mind, Lincoln Cure was not here for the spring. He wanted to complete high school, which I think is kind of cool, but now he's behind and he's trying to catch up. Everyone's trying to help him. All hands on deck. College football is almost here for the Kansas State Wildcats. We will continue our coverage at GoPowercat.com. That's pretty much what we learned today. The entire video will be up or is up at GoPowercat.com from the press conference. You can hear every answer of Chris Klieman. But boy, he had some interesting things to say. But I'm fired up about this offensive line. If they're still pretty good and deep without George Fitzpatrick, when he comes back, this is going to be a really salty unit. They have to put all the pieces together. They have to learn to dance together. And if they do, I'm going to get really optimistic about this offense, because I already feel pretty good.